So today we will be talking about for loops. Okay, so what is a for loop? Okay, so in programming we often need to perform repetitive tasks, and for example, imagine that you need to print hello world 5 times, just like here, right? But without using a loop, you will have to write the same line over and over again, okay? And so just like this, for example, print hello world, okay? And I'm not going to type again to save time. Let's say you want to print this 5 times. You have to, sorry, I made a mistake. So you have to type this 5 times. And to achieve this output, you need to type it 5 times. It could be even, let's say, 100 times, and you have to type it 100 times. And if you need to make any changes, let's say comma here. So you need to hard code every single line, and it takes a lot of time. And actually, this approach is not only tedious but also makes the code harder to maintain, right? So if you need to change any number of repetitions, and you have to modify the code in multiple times. But fortunately, Python provides a powerful construct called for loop that allows you to automate repetitive tasks. So here is how you can use for loop to print hello world 5 times. Okay, so I'm going to delete this one, by the way, and actually this is the syntax that I'm going to use. And so for I in range of 5, I will explain in a moment all this syntax, okay? But I want to first show how the code works, okay? So hello world, okay? So I have only 2 lines of code, and then when I run it, by the way, this button, when you click this button, you run and it's the output. You see I achieved the same result as this one, and with only 2 lines of code. And so with a for loop, the code is more concise, as you can see, and readable and maintainable, right? So range 5 over here, okay? It's a function, the range 5 function generates a sequence from 0 to 4, not 1 to 5, but 0 to 4, and iterates over each number, okay? And then it makes 5, so printing hello world 5 times, because and from 0 to 4, you have still 5 numbers, okay? So let's talk about the syntax of for loop. So let's try to understand the rule, the syntax of the for loop. If you look at the basic syntax for loop in this example, and this I is a variable that take on each value in the range from 0 to 4, and the range 5 function generate the sequence of numbers from 0 to 4, as I said in the previous screen. And the code inside the loop print I will be executed each one in the range. Okay, so this is how the syntax of for loop. All right, and one of the most common use cases for loops is iterating over elements of list. Okay, so in Python you can use a loop through a list using this following syntax. We have here in this example we have fruit, okay, a list called fruit, and then it contains 3 strings, right? Apple, banana, and cherry. Then we use a for loop to iterate. We use for loop to iterate over each element in the for loop. Okay, so the for loop here, fruit, this one is fruit, takes on the value of each one. First it becomes apple. First time in the first iteration, fruit becomes apple. In the second time it becomes banana. In the third time it's cherry, and every time it prints one of the elements. Okay, so I'm going to delete this code and I will try. By the way, there are multiple ways of copying the code snippet from here to here. One way to do is you can just click copy code and then you come here and paste it, or you can simply do Command V. Okay, this is one way. And another way is you can press this plus to insert the code. And so right now I'm going to run it. You see we have apple, banana, and cherry. So every element of the list is printed iteratively. So let's talk about for loops with string. So in addition to list, you can also use for loops to iterate over characters of a string. Okay, and the syntax is similar to iterating over list. In the list, we had a list here and we were iterating over every element of the list. But in this case, we first define a string variable. So we have here the string. This is called string. This is a variable. We define variable first. Okay. And so we have hello world. Then we use a for loop to iterate over each. So the loop here, okay, the loop variable car takes the value of each character. In the first time, this car or char whatever is H, and then it prints H. Second time it prints E, then L, and so on. It continues that way. Let's try it. I'm going to delete this one and insert it here. So let's run it. As you can see, hello world iterated over each character of the string and gave me this output. And we can iterate over a range as well. Let me write here for I in range 0, 10, 2. I'll explain in a moment what each value does here. So in this example, I here takes the value from 0 to 10, okay, but it skip count from 0 to 10, so it means every time it goes by 2. It means it takes the even numbers. First becomes 0, second 2, 4, 6, 8, and that's it. And in the range, the first one is always inclusive, but the second one is exclusive. It means that it doesn't print the last one. Every time it goes by 2, it increment by 2. Let's run it. As you see, we have 0, 2, 6, 8. So if I wanted to print 10 as well, then I had to do this 11, then it would include 10 as well. So let's move on. And here we have nested loop. It's a very powerful construct where one loop is placed inside of another. Okay, so we have one for loop here and we have another one here. So this arrangement creates a hierarchy of iteration, enabling you to work with multi-dimensional data, and it can perform repetitive actions in precision. So in this example, let me go ahead and print it first, and so you can see how it will look like, and I will explain how it happens. So I need to add this one first. Let me make it wider. This one is narrower. Okay. All right. So you see now here in this example, okay, we have two for loops, an outer for loop. This is outer for loop that iterates over a range of numbers from 0 to 2. And we have an inner loop that iterates over the range of numbers from 0 to 3. So this one is 0 to 2. The number here is exclusive. So 0, 1, 2. This one is 0, 1, 2, 3, but not excluding 4. So for each iteration of the outer loop, okay, So each iteration of the outer loop, the inner loop runs completely. So we run this one just once, but this one goes 4 times. Then we run this one second time, and this one goes 4 times again. So every time, each time of our inner loop runs every time. And so that's why, let me show you here. So as you see, the outer loop is I and inner loop has the value j. So while 4 times I is 0 in the first iteration, which is 0, j goes from 0, 1, 2, 3. And then I becomes 1, and then j goes 4 times again, 0, 1, 2, 3. And then it goes all the way till end. So this is outer loop and this is inner loop. All right, so let's do some practice activity. And so there are some questions here. So the first question is print numbers from using a for loop. Okay, print. So the question is print numbers from 1 to 10. I will do like this: for I in range from 1 to 11, right? And every time go by 1, increment by 1. When it is 1, actually 1 is default value, so I don't have to type this one here. So from 1 to 11, I made 11 because if I write 10, because the last second number is exclusive, that's why I have to make it one number higher. That's why I have 11 here, and we have print here. So when we click run, it will count from 1 to 10. And I'm going to go to second one. Let me comment this out so that I don't have to print this one again. Second one, print each character of a string Python using a for loop. I'm going to have Python because this is the string that we want to go over. I'm going to assign a variable for it. Okay, I will say I'm just going to call it string. String, by the way, means text in programming language. Okay, so I will say for I in string print I. Okay, so I assume it will go over every single character of the string. You see, Python, it's working. So this was number 1, this was number 2, and I'm going to put hashtag in front of it so it is ignored, so it will not be considered as code. So in the third case, I need to print all even numbers from 0 to 20, and like we saw before, so I will do for I in range from 0, I will make it 21 so that it will print 20 as well. And so because we need to print even numbers, I will make it 2. It means that it will increment by 2 every time. Print I. So it will give me all the even numbers from 0 to 20, hopefully. As you can see, we have even numbers. And the last one is a simple one. We did actually before the same one. Basically, we want to print hello world 5 times. Normally, I need to print like this. Hello world. Normally I need to print this 5 times, right? But I'm not going to do it 5 times. I'm going to use for loop. For I in range 5. And you need to remember that when you do for loop, you need to have indentation. Okay, the custom is you need to have 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, I mean, even normally 1 time is also fine, 2 times is also fine, but tradition is 4 times. So for the readability, okay? And if you don't have any indentation here, it will give an error, Okay, so that's why we need to do 4 space, or you can do tab. You can hit tab and be fine. Okay, so you can go like this. So another way to have a tab here, so you can just hit enter and it will understand that this one belongs to for loop, and it will be automatically indented here. All right, hello world. And okay, this one is let's use a nested for loop to print a 3x3 grid of asterisk. Okay, asterisks, and which is this symbol. So how can we do that? If you have any idea, you can tell me, or we can simply do it together. Okay, so let me comment this out. So I will start with an outer loop for I in range 3, because it's 3. For your information, outer loop takes care of the rows, inner loop takes care of columns. Okay, so I will have for this time for J. So please make sure you use different characters. This one should be different, but in fact it can be anything. It can be, I don't know, apple. This can be apple. This can be, I don't know, banana. Doesn't matter here in this case. For I in range 3 again. So what we want to do, we want to print this one, right? So this time, this is not going to give us what we want, but I want you to see it first. Okay, so it will be just simply 9 asterisk here, right? So it's not going to work. So I'm going to try again, try one more way. Okay, I will do like this. Well, let me directly do it. So we will do like this, and this is the syntax. Okay, when you do that, let me show you first. Okay, and if you do like this, then this time it will have horizontally all of them. So I'll go back one more indentation in the same level as this for inner for loop, and I will type print here. So let me run first and explain how it happens. You know, this one, this is what we want. So basically what it does is that this one prints 3 times asterisk here first time, then we go to next line, and then this one runs one more time, and we have 3 asterisks here, and then we have another line break, and then so we have another one. So this is how we can have this 3x3 grid. Okay, all right, so I want to do a couple more examples here. Okay, let's click one of these links here. I'm going to open a new tab. So if you remember last week we were doing this one, and here the function here is move, right? In order to go one step front, you have one move. So right now I'm typing here 4 times move. Okay, so in order for the robot to come home, it needs to move. We need 4 times move here. Move, move, and move. And you see I had 4 lines of code, but I can achieve this easily using for loop. For I in range 4, move. So it is the same thing, and with only 2 lines of code. Okay, right. So another, let me open another one. This is a bit different. So now take a look at this one. So right now again, this for loop here will take me all the way from here to the end. So here I need to turn left. Turn left. So when I turn left, so I need to, because I want to go around this pond, right? So I need to iterate this 4 times. I will move forward, turn left, move forward 4 times, turn left, move forward 4 times, turn left. Basically what I need is this. So when if I run this 4 times, and I will be able to go around. Okay, but you see I have so many lines of codes here, but I can actually, I don't need all of these codes. I need only 4 lines of code to achieve the same thing. Let me delete everything and just keep only one left. I will go to the top of this one. I will say for, because here I have for I, right? I need to use a different one for j in range 4. Okay, so basically what I want to do is I want to repeat this 4 times. So I have outer loop here right now. Let me close this one, but this right here we need to indent all of it for so that this is outer loop and this is inner loop. So I just press tab, so they're all inside, and so I have outer loop, inner loop for I, and then this is indented, and it will go 4 times here, turn left, and then everything will be repeated 4 times. So, and as you see, it goes around the pond in just 4 lines of code. And I will do one last exercise again with Reeborg's world. Okay, and this one is a bit okay. This one is a bit more complicated. Basically, this guy over here needs to come all the way to this flag. Okay, so as you see, there's some kind of iteration here. If we can understand all the moves in one cycle, and after that we just simply have to iterate it several times. So let's find out what are the commands that we need. So basically I want to come here first, because right now I'm looking at this direction right now. I don't know, this or this from there. So we'll move here, turn left, move again, turn right, move here, turn right again, move, and turn left. So it will complete one cycle. Then after that I'm going to think of using loop here. So let's start, move and turn left. So let's see where we are right now. So we turn left, that's good. So I'm going to move and I need to turn right. And if you joined me in the last week, you will know that there is no turn right function here. Turn right, this here, we have the list of functions here, and this poor guy doesn't know how to turn right, but we can teach him. And we can say that, hey, turn right means turning left 3 times. Okay, I'm going to create this function. So we'll say turn left 3 times. When you turn left 3 times, you can try yourself actually, right? You're here, turn left 1, 2, and 3, you will turn right. And 3 times, if I do that, and it means I can turn right. Right now, I will try again. I put here turn right, because right now I already defined it, and I told this poor guy what turn right means here. It means turn right 3 times. So hopefully this time he will understand and he will know how to turn right. It worked. You see, it turned right 3 times. In fact, I'm going to shorten this one. Okay, instead of writing here 3 times turn left, I will just let me delete 2 of them, keep just only 1 of them. I will say for I in range 3, and I need to indent it like this. It is good. So from now on, instead of writing here every time 3 times turn left, I'm going to use only turn right when I need. Okay, so right now our guy is here, and let's move him one more time, one more step, and then he came here. Right now he needs to turn right, and then right now we are here, we turn right, and we will move here, move down here, move again, then we will turn left. So let's see where we are right now. Okay, so as you see, we completed our cycle. So if I want, I can copy and paste this several times on to the rest of it the same. Okay, so I'm running here right now. So I don't know how many times we need to go, but it will repeat. and yeah, it's working. It's going to the second one, it will go to the third one. But take a look at this, how many lines of code I have, and I'm repeating myself all the time. So programming is about dry, okay? It means don't repeat yourself, okay? So this is the very basic rule of programming and coding. So we will we'll apply this rule, and we will just delete everything and use iteration. So let's see how many times iteration we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It means that if I repeat this 6 times, I will be good. So as you can imagine, as you can guess, I think most of you guessed. So we will have for loop here for I in range 6, and I'm going to indent all of these, so it will repeat all of these 6 times, and that will be it. I think it's working. So you see how short it is, right? With the loop. If you do it normally for each line without loop, it would take several pages. It reached the target. All right, everyone. I think that's it for today. Yeah, we talked about for loops, and thank you very